We're officially in the review portion of this video. If you would like to see the complete playthrough, please click the link in our description.
Thank you.
And follow along. You're
welcome. Yes, please. You're going to want to see it, guys. Trust. Okay, so let's just get into this game and how we felt about it. There are no spoilers here. Here it is, guys. This is like a little outline of what may or may not have happened, but all things have changed. We're not actually just trash at this game. Okay, we did more than what you're seeing here. All right. So, Agricola, guys, if you've never played this game, it's all about farming, okay? This is the first in our series of Uwe Rosenberg games, guys. If you guys want to see more of these, please let us know in the comments as well. If you enjoyed the playthrough and review, just let us know, okay? I want to get your mind in that space, so doing that a little early. But anyway, I almost said have a great night. It's late. So yeah, this game is all about farming, guys, and it's not just about farming. It's about the famine. And it's not really famine, but it's really tries to encapsulate and encompass the
encapsulate.
Just all words that, like, you know, embrace. Is that another one? That was another word. That was another good word.
Embrace?
It embraces, encapsulates, like, and encompasses what it means to be a farmer at this time period where it was just hard to do the things that needed to get done. Okay, you were always trying to, apparently. You're always trying to, I don't know much about history in this era, but if it's anything like this game, basically it was super hard to get food. Everything was very, very scarce, and you had to utilize the resources around you, the scarce resources, to always, every harvest, barely scrape by. So
that sounds horrible.
It is, but that's what this game is about. It's not supposed to be easy. This game is supposed to be stressful. It is supposed to really, I don't have any more words for like grabbing. It's really supposed to exemplify what it means to farm in this era. Okay, no, it's not as So anyway, let's talk about the things that you like about this game.
Okay.
Skip.
The things that I do like about this game is that
ask me what I like about this game.
I don't want to. I'm gonna explain.
Ask me what I like about this game real quick. Just trust me.
What do you like about this game?
Everything.
I know.
Okay, go ahead.
I can't say everything because trigger warning.
Trigger warning.
May need to be said for the playthrough.
You guys are in for it.
So what I like about this game is that it's never the same. Ever. And so you have to adjust your strategy based on the cards that you're dealt.
Yes.
Or just forget your cards altogether.
Which is almost impossible to do.
Not really. That's basically what I did. Because mine stunk. And so, yeah, you just have to pick a strategy and go for it.
But things change.
But things do change because your opponent is always trying to take, if you have similar strategies, is always trying to take the same spots that you are, and they're very limited. And then you play through, and the rounds get shorter and shorter as the game progresses. And so you have little time to do everything that you need to do. And it all comes down to the final card, and you still can't do everything you want to do.
Yep.
So I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's a huge mind suck for me. It takes all my energy out.
Yeah, it's insane. So besides everything, which I love, guys.
He loves this game.
Guys, this game has everything that I want in a game.
This is his top spot for how many years? Like 5 years now?
Every year now.
Since we got into board games, Agricola has been #1.
Like, since I played it and I started playing other games, there are a lot of games that come pretty close to second, but there's nothing that I've ever played that gives me what I get out of this game. And let me tell you why I love it, guys. So really, this game invokes a sense of stress. I've realized that what I want out of a board game is at least some kind of stress where the resources are not just given to you, okay? We played some games before. Black Angel was one of them, where Black Angel, you don't even remember that, but Black Angel was a game where basically It doesn't matter. But you got so many resources in you got the same 3 resources this in so many different ways that there was no stress. I wanted to be destroyed. I wanted to die so that I could lose something because it was so easy to get stuff. I hated it. I didn't hate the game. I hated being able to just get all that stuff and be able to do whatever I wanted. I did not like it. That is not something that I enjoy in a game. I want to be stressed out. I want to have to really scavenge for resources, and this game does that because you have such a small amount of stuff. Especially when you start out, everybody's going to go for the same types of things, okay? And you're always going to be blocking each other. This game, we've played it so many times that we actually know if somebody takes this, here's the next best thing. If somebody takes this, here's the next best thing. It's almost like a calculated series of turns, but the thing that changes are these cards, okay? The cards make Agricola. There are tons
and make or break your turn
and tons of cards.
Whole game.
I mean, I have all these decks of cards. I have this one right here, and then those 3 over there, plus the ones that the OG game came with, just because I want to make sure this game will last forever. I actually played so many times that in the original deck, I started knowing what the cards were before. I didn't have to read the description. I saw the name and was like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do with this card. And so that's why I had to get more decks because I really want to change it up. There's unlimited gameplay here. And the coolest part is that this really doesn't change that much, this board. The only thing that changes is the order that the cards come out, which actually significantly changes your strategy. It's insane. And an example of that is if you're getting an early house and you really need a family member and you're going for that strategy, if the family member comes out here versus here, that is so many more turns that you get to do, or less turns because you don't have that extra family member. It is wild. And if you're looking for one specific card to come out, it could always be different. For some reason, it makes you care so much about what you're doing. And I think what I've realized is it's because you're building something tangible out here that you can see. Now, a lot of board games, when you're building something, they do it in an abstract way. You're either building through victory points or like a tech tree, or you're putting cards down that just show that you're building this civilization or whatever it may be. And you have to really imagine it. This you don't imagine. You see this thing built before your eyes, and other people are watching you.
Yeah, you can always see your opponent and how well they're doing. And
Exactly.
so that stresses you out too.
It's so
because
stressful.
You're like, well, I know how many points a vegetable is at the end of the game.
Mm-hmm.
If he's got 5 vegetables, I'm 5 points behind.
Pretty
know
much.
what I mean?
But that also probably means that you're 5 points ahead on something else a lot of the time.
Vegetables are
they're good.
Key. Vegetables are gold in this game. That and family members and stone houses.
Yeah, everything is.
Vegetables are 1 point apiece. There's nothing else on this board except for family members and stone houses that are 1 point apiece.
Yeah, they're really good, but they're also hard to get.
Not for him because he had an extra card.
So you got to use your cards, and you have to try to make your cards synergize. And you can't do everything in this game. That's what I love. Also, you can't do everything. Listen, you can't do everything, but you have to do everything. That is awesome. You absolutely can't. If you do, you will have the perfect game. One of my cousins almost had a perfect game one time where he got almost 60 points, which is unheard of. The highest I've ever gotten is like 55, 56, which was the best game I've ever played. Every single thing has to work out, including the people not taking the things that you want. Mm-hmm. And that is another great thing about this game is the indirect player interaction where you're taking things from people and you're not, sometimes you can try to do that. It's really messed up because the game's already hard enough. But when you're taking those things and you see that the person's like, no, dude, I need that. That's my one turn. And so stone comes out, if something accumulates over time, only 1 apiece, and you take all of that when it gets to 4, that's 4 turns you have to wait to the next time you get to do that. Absurd. And when she was talking about you get to see your opponent playing the game and how it stresses you out. So there have been so many times where this is what the board looks like. 90% of the way, 90% of the game in. Like you're sitting here with maybe a sheep and maybe you have one field. This is what the board looks like, 90, sometimes right here. And so that is just a wild, and so much can happen in this portion of the game right here in the last 25% that you will see somebody go from this to an explosion of stuff. And you're just sitting there like, how did that happen? It's because they've been waiting this whole time to do these insane combos for everything to come together and build up this crazy, crazy farm. And yes, I could talk about this game for hours, honestly. There is so much to say that's good about this game. Now, there are some strategies that are definitely better than others. There are certain things that I will 100% go for over other things because I know that they work really well. Mm-hmm. And to me, that limits the strategy a little bit, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because there's so many different things you can do. But still, even with all the cards, I still go for certain things every single time, and I shouldn't. I always want to change it up, but you get so stressed out after round 2. You know what I mean?
I had to change mine up because I didn't get any like cards that I
Yeah, her
needed.
cards were not good.
My cards were horrible, so
Horrible,
I had to
yeah.
change my strategy. Well, I mean, it's not. I don't ever win this game, typically.
Yeah.
And so my strategy, it's not like I have a set strategy that works for me.
Yeah.
So, but I went for other things that I don't typically go for, and I actually did much better.
You did pretty good
than I normally do.
Yeah. I mean, we both did pretty good.
Yeah.
Because nobody needs to know who won yet.
Nobody does.
You gotta watch
know.
the playthrough for that, guys. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So one other thing that's really cool. I don't want to segue into a 10-minute speech here, but like one thing that's really cool is that I forgot what I was gonna say.
10-minute speech and you forgot,
and I forgot what I was gonna say. So guys, what's really insane about this game is, and I love it for this, but it's also very stressful. It just increases that stress level. A lot of people don't like a stressful game. Keep that in mind. That's why a lot of people hate this game, because you're always on the verge of not having enough food. Food is so scarce, and you're like, you need food to pay for things sometimes, and you need to do other actions. You got to get some other things going. Because you see the other person doing stuff and you're like, I gotta get things going. I can't just spend a whole turn getting food. But the food is what matters. It really does. Because you don't want to take that. Once you take that begging card, game over. You're out. You might as well be out. Nobody even cares. Nobody even looks at your board anymore. Now, what's crazy about this game is that you will start. And so what I've realized is you start with 2 people, basically. Now, the way to play this game right is to get more people. Okay, unless you're just absolutely insane and you can just trash the board with only 2 people. But especially when more people are playing, you need more turns. You need more turns in this game. So what's crazy is for this 75% of the game, maybe like 60, 70%, you only have 2 turns apiece. Now, the reason that so much happens in this part right here with these sometimes it feels like you've done nothing up to this point. Your board looks like this. And then these turns right here, you might have 3 or 4 family members. So you're doing maybe even more turns than you've done this entire part of the board. So don't think the game's over just because you're here and you have nothing on your board, okay? It may have only just begun. Seriously, if you have 4 people, you're doing 4 turns around instead of just 2. And that is a game changer.
That is a game changer.
It really is.
And I'm really glad that he only stuck with, well, you had 3 at the very end, but yeah, we both played with basically 2 people all the way through.
Insane.
Which made it, like, I don't typically go for people. Because,
but you need to.
Because those spots are always taken.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I want to go for a person, I usually get like the family growth even without space in your home, because that's the only one left at the very end. And sometimes I don't even get that because so many people go for the family members and I'm usually not starting player. So yeah, I'm glad that you only had 2 people the whole way through.
It's really annoying to watch somebody do 4 turns and you're sitting there with 2. Yeah. But it feels so good when you're that person and the other person's done and you're like, oh, I still have 2 more turns. And you have the whole board to yourself. It is the best feeling. This game has so many ups and downs, highs and lows. I've never played a game that seriously invokes this amount of just emotion and just stress and relief and all kinds of stuff. Huh? No, because Lignum is way too heavy. Like this game, after you've played a couple times, it's super accessible. You only have to play a couple times. At first, it's kind of overwhelming, but when you come back to it, it's so easy to remember for some reason.
Yeah.
It really is. Like we can play a game in about 45 minutes when we're not recording and all that stuff. So yeah, we can play a game in 45 minutes. And my cousin and I used to play like 2 or 3 games at a time because it would take like an hour and a half for all 3. And we just have a competition. You know what I mean?
That's 2 out of 3.
That's 2 out of 3. So it was, this game is, in my opinion, this game is the best game ever made. I really believe it is for me, it is my number 1 game of all time. Now, there are a bunch of other games that I absolutely love and that are beautiful and incredible and are close seconds. But this game is my number 1 of all time without a doubt and will always be, I believe. I cannot see any game ever outdoing this. I really can't. So this game for me is king.
Yeah.
It really is. So those are the good things. Do you have any constructive criticism?
I really like when, what do you call it? When you draft cards So sometimes we've done it where, we just shuffle out and deal out cards.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you do like the drafting. And I think the card drafting is a little bit more fair.
That's fair. That's true.
So kind of get a little bit of say and kind of get to think through your strategy as you're picking your cards. Because sometimes it's hard to get your cards and just start. That's more of like mind numbing when you just get this whole stack. But when you're drafting, you kind of get to think through while you're drafting. And then you also get a say in the direction of the game for yourself.
That's true.
And so I wish that was something that we did all the time for my sake. But that's just
that's good.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No. I mean, you can't really mess with this game. And the first couple times you play, what game did we play before this? And we just kind of like hopped into Agricola. Was it Viticulture?
Yeah.
So we played Viticulture. That was like 4 years ago. That was our first like non-traditional board game, like non-Monopoly, game. And besides,
we thought that was overwhelming at the time.
We did. We were like, what? You have so much stuff to do. I have to think about all this stuff. And so then we hopped into this game. And when we started playing this game, I don't even remember. It was probably 3 hours or something.
Viticulture might as well be patchwork.
Yeah.
Honestly.
So it's very overwhelming the first couple of times. And it can cause stress just thinking about playing the game the first couple of times because you don't necessarily know what you're doing. And then you have to strategize with 14 very, very different cards, variable cards each time. And so that's just really difficult until you know the game. But once you know the game, it's still very hard for me. I'm not good at this game, but sometimes it's enjoyable.
Great review.
Sometimes it's enjoyable for me. And I've actually asked to play this a couple times.
Yeah.
But that's when I'm in a I don't even know.
Because it feels like you're building, like it's so cool to see something you're building actually be built and take place and form in front of you. You're doing it. You have all these individual pieces, and I just brought it back to the good stuff.
Yeah.
You just have all these individual pieces, and you're seeing them built in front of you, and you're actually doing this. You're doing the job. You're doing the farming. Okay. Which isn't, I mean, not super exciting to me. Yeah, exactly. And so it's just wild that all of these components are fun to do in different ways. Everything is rewarding when you do something on this game. And it's cool to see it just evolve, and the breeding happens and harvesting your fields and sowing, it's just great in every way. In every single way.
Yeah, it's a really good game. So do you have any constructive criticism?
Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. And if you want to be more involved in our community, guys, please join the Discord. The link for that is also in the description. And we would love to talk to you, even voice chat. I'm just going to throw that out there. I'll voice chat with you if you really need that. Okay.
You need this sultry.
Yeah. If you need voice chat, I don't know about FaceTime quite yet, but we can start with voice, or you can just type, guys.
Why? They can see you. You're basically FaceTiming right now.
That's true, but it's a little bit different when you're staring at each other in the eyes. So if you guys want to type it out, that's fine. Okay. If you want to talk it out or look it out, either way, let me know. Okay. Join our Discord and talk to us, guys. Be more involved in this community. We love to have you. It's a very welcoming, loving community. And all you'll find there is positivity and encouragement. So,
and we'd also like to know what you think about Agricola.
Yes.
So please let us.
Even if you type in the comments just love or hate, because there's no middle ground.
There is a middle ground. I'm the middle ground.
Okay, there's a tiny majority.
I am the middle ground.
Yeah.
Love, hate relationship. So it just balances.
Hashtag I am the middle ground. You should start the movement. It's probably not going to take off. I don't know
if you should be the middle ground.
Probably not.
But I am for this game.
Yeah. So yeah, love or hate, guys. Let us know how you feel about this game. So.
And like or subscribe. Did you already say that?
I did say that, but you can say it again.
No.
Please like and subscribe, guys. Have a great night. God bless.